Good evening, beloveds here in the sanctuary. Good evening to everyone who's joining us online. We are so delighted that you are here. I'm Reverend Karen Einhaus. I'm the spiritual leader of this organization, and it is my joy to welcome each and every one of you. If you came tonight to hear a historical account of what happened 2,000 years ago, you might leave a little disappointed when you leave. If you are, however, here to be inspired to bring forth the birth of the Christ consciousness in your own heart, I am sure you're going to have a magical night. The service tonight has been inspired by the 14th century Christian mystic Meister Eckhart. And Meister Eckhart, 600 years ago, gave an Advent address in Germany, and he said that we celebrate Christmas and we celebrate the birth of God here in this world. However, what good is that birth if we don't allow the Christ to be born within each and every one of us every day? I wonder what the church at the time had to say about that, but that we would talk about a different time. The invitation here tonight is to allow the speakers to touch you, to touch your heart with their stories, and the music to just take you to that place where we know that we are all one and that we can celebrate the Christ consciousness within each and every one of us. So let us begin.
And I invite us to just go within, softening our gaze or just closing our eyes as we take a breath together. And as we breathe in that breath of life, recognizing the presence of the divine, remembering that the breath is the breath of God, that divine essence of pure spirit, that pure essence of love. And what I know in this moment is that the divine has infused all of its love, all of its light, all of its wisdom and peace into each and every person in this sanctuary and online. For we are that light and that love. And it is within every fiber of our being that that light and love permeates the allness of life. And as we breathe in together and we exhale, we allow that love to emanate from every cell of our being. We allow that light and that love to touch the person next to us. We allow that light and that love to just burn brightly. For we are a community of unconditional love. We are NVC. We are a powerful force. It is that love that we are that just permeates out into the world, and it blankets the entire earth. Our love, our community, our power, our peace, our wisdom is out there in the world to support everyone. And I am so grateful to know this truth. And I bless this service. I bless the Divine Groove. I bless our NVC Choir. I bless Cerise. I bless Reverend Karen. And I bless every gift given this evening. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful to witness the light within each of us. And I release this love and this prayer into the law that has said, yes, my beloveds, yes. And with trust and confidence, I let it go, I let it be. And together we say, and so it is.
Dreaming tonight of a place I love even more than usually do. And although it seems it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas, although it's been too long. I've been searching for and why, and it's been here all along. I'm coming home for Christmas, no matter where I roam. The love of God is Christmas, so I'm already home. I'll be home for Christmas, where my soul is free. In the light of truth and grace, that's where I'm meant to be. I'm coming home for Christmas. I'll never be alone. I'll be right here for Christmas, 'cause I am finally
Whew, that's a service right there. So welcome home. Welcome to this sacred homecoming. Tonight, we are going to explore 7 gifts in this season of gift giving. And these are gifts that can support our spiritual journey of sacred homecoming. These gifts have the power to transform our consciousness and equip us to better navigate the twists and turns of our life journey. May your journey be one of spiritual awakening and rebirth tonight, and provide a deeper understanding that the most important birth is the one that occurs within you. Your individual spiritual awakening to oneness. This shift, this awakening to oneness, creates room for the divine presence within you. And it provides a spaciousness for the joy of a brand new, expanded expression of your life. The gifts we'll hear about tonight hold deep symbolic and metaphysical meaning. And we'll start off with gold, frankincense, and myrrh, the gifts of the 3 wise men. And then we'll explore several more that can help us. So I invite you tonight to listen with your heart. Really listen with your heart, not your head. And allow this transformation, this sacred homecoming to happen. Be open, receive it. Trust nature, trust the divine, and trust the process of this sacred birthing of unity and wholeness. So I invite Rachel and Reverend Leslie up to continue the gifts.
Thank you, Sue. We are the gold. Gold represents the most precious aspect of our spiritual nature. That's it. That's us. We are priceless, and our value, it never shifts. It never changes. Giving of ourselves to another beloved is the most valuable gift we can provide and the most precious gift we can receive. Just by showing up, just by being here, we're gifting one another. We're sending and receiving the unique expressions of the divine that we each are. By sharing, we participate in the law of circulation. By giving and receiving our gold, ourselves, our love, our light manifests in this world and for each other brighter. Let's be that person of support on the best days, maybe like today or the gala, and on the worst days when we learn of illness or someone's suffering, maybe our own. Let's be the first to forgive. Let's allow someone to comfort us, pray for us, share a laugh, sing a song, learn a lesson, fund our values. Let's get rich together.
Tonight I'm sharing the gift of frankincense, which metaphysically represents the spiritual practice and sacred silence. In our busy world, silence can be hard to come by, and yet it's so essential in our search for spirit within. As a spiritually minded introvert, this is especially true for me. Maybe you can relate. Many years ago, this came to a head for me. We had 4 teenagers living at home, 3 dogs, and a cat. And I could not get even one moment of quiet to myself, let alone for a long, gentle spiritual practice. And in a fit of desperation, I threw a bit of a spiritual tantrum and threw everything out of the closet under the stairs and declared it my office, Harry Potter style. Once the kids got done making jokes about mom coming out of the closet again, there were a lot of them. They truly did honor my alone time. When that door was shut, they let me be. And Bobby, to be supportive and kind, as always, soundproofed the room so that I could have true silence. I luxuriated in that little space. I finished my ministerial training, I deepened my meditation, and I raised those last 4 of our 5 and let them fly from within that quiet space. I came to understand, and this little angel that was a gift from a friend helps me remember that we all deserve the preciousness of the sacred silence.
life to share. The sun's first ray, a golden tear. Everything is sacred, hold it dear. The human soul, a boundless light. The darkest hour where dawn takes flight. In every moment, day and night, everything is sacred, shining bright.
Everyone is sacred. Everyone is filled with the divine. Everyone is alive with spirit, with spirit. We are alive. We are alive with spirit, with spirit. We are alive. We are alive with spirit, with spirit. We are alive. We are alive with spirit, with spirit. We are alive. We are alive with spirit, with
It's good to be here. So the gift that I am presenting tonight is about transformation. Myrrh is about transformation. And many of you know that I have been on a healing journey for most of 2024. And I have experienced transformation firsthand. Walking through a serious illness, I picked up a few nuggets along the way. That when you face a challenge or difficult situation, you can cast that burden to a power that's higher than ourselves. And you can trust it and know that we are infinitely guided, protected, and guarded along the way. I also experienced love from family, from friends, and from this very community in very powerful ways. You all became my safe place. I know I'm going to run longer than 2 minutes, even though this was less than that. But as a safe place, you allowed me to process really heavy emotions. You came along with a powerful and gigantic hug, or a walk to the park, or a jigsaw puzzle, or a warm meal. And you also encouraged me. You encouraged me to hold the light when my own light felt very dim. For me, transformation has also taught me to love the parts of myself that are a little difficult. Kind of like when resistance rises up like a fortress wall. And when I can love resistance and know that as I open my heart, it cracks open a little bit. Last Sunday, Reverend Glenn sang about the little things. And it's those little things that I have called glimmers those glimmers in my life that are signs from the universe that we are well supported, that good is constantly flowing, and to be present in this now moment. To represent the gift of myrrh, I chose a phoenix bird. It's pretty fitting for this Phoenix native, someone who has risen from the ashes of a difficult journey. So I'd like to leave you with two really short poems that resonated with me along the way. This one's called She. Don't mistake her scars for being weak. She has walked through many fires and came out every time, chin up, with a killer smile. And Phoenix rose. And just as the phoenix rose from the ashes, she too will rise, returning from the flames, clothed in nothing but her strength, more beautiful than ever before. Thank you.
Good evening. It is my honor today that I'm bringing forth the gift of divine love and celebrating that with you today. In our faith tradition, we affirm that love is something that we don't go after, that we don't create, or that we don't even earn. It is something that is already within us. It is the very essence of God, eternal and unchanging. It is that same energy that gives birth to life that is with us in those dark nights of the soul, guiding us with that still soft whisper, saying, come on, recognize the truth of who you are and come forth. In this understanding, the love that seeks us is not outside of us. It is within us, always, even when we feel lost. Divine love remains as close as our own breath, waiting to guide us home. And I have a little bit of a Christmas story that I wanted to share with you today. It is something that I celebrated as a tradition when I was in my early 20s. And I want to give you a little forewarning. When I was 20, I was much different than the person that you see here on the platform. And so I am going to invite you to employ grace as I go through this. And Mom, just cover your ears. So in my early 20s, my friends, my roommates, my friends, we had a Christmas tradition. And that Christmas tradition was to go out in early December and get a Christmas tree. And we didn't do that in the traditional sense. We would go out to the Christmas tree lots at 2 a.m. And here we go. I would scale the fence. I would drop into the lot, and you think we would drop in, grab a tree, and get the heck out. No, we had the audacity to check to see which tree was right for us. And so we found our tree, and I would take it and just kind of get by the butt end and heave it over to the fence. We would all jump back over while my other friends were loading it into the car, and then we would go home. And we would be laughing the whole time. And we would decorate the tree, and I did this 4 years in a row. And something started happening to me as we were doing this every year, and it was this sort of low-grade buzz that was happening with me that was like, I'm not sure that this is what I want to be doing with my life. And I could just feel something sort of pursuing me in that, sort of a still small voice that kept occurring to me. And I remember the very last year that we did this, I got up the next morning, I came downstairs, and I sat in the couch, and I looked at that tree that was adorned with beer bottles and caps and all these other things. And I sat and I just looked at the tree and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And among all the other things that were on the tree, I also saw a tag on the tree. And I went up to it and I pulled the tag. It was the thing that the Christmas tree lots will put on it with the price tag on it. And I looked at the price tag, I pulled it off the tree, and I got in my car and I went to the Christmas tree lot. And I went up to the gal that was attending and I handed her that tag and I said, we were here last night. We stole a tree. I'm very sorry, and I'd like to pay for that now. And so she's like, wait, what? And so once we got to some clarity on that, I paid for the tree, and there was something that happened in that transaction for me. It was something about turning into the love that I had started hearing a whisper about. It was something that opened me up so immensely, and I felt such a great deal of peace and contentment and anything else I could possibly think of in that drive home came to me because I felt like I changed my life that day. And as I came back into the house, everybody was up and laughing about the evening before, and I sat there just in sort of celebrating in silence that I had taken a turn that day and that I turned into the love, the divine love that was there waiting for me. And so as we reflect on that love that seeks us, we are reminded that love does not only surround us, it dwells within us. And to symbolize this truth, I have a mirror. This is and it is a reminder to each one of us as we look into it. We not only see our own reflection, but we see that divine spark just coming forth and immersing us in the love that is there for us. Have a great evening. Namaste.
Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? Why have you gone away? Where is the laughter you used to bring me? Why can't I hear music play? My world is changing, I'm rearranging. Does that mean Christmas changes too? Where are you, Christmas? Do you remember the one you used to know? I'm not the same one. See what the time's done. Is that why you have let me go? Christmas is here everywhere. Christmas is here if you care. If there is love your mind. It will feel like Christmas all the time. Whoa, I feel you, Christmas. I know I found you. You never fade away. The joy of Christmas lives here inside us, fills each and every heart with love. Where are you, Christmas? Fill your heart with love.
Forgiveness. I understand forgiveness as a willingness to no longer hold someone else's humanity against them. Deep healing arises when we soften into compassion for those whom we perceive have wronged us. When Things Fall Apart by Pema Chodron provided a container for me to activate forgiveness process. In this book, she describes the practice of Tonglen, which is a Buddhist practice that involves breathing in the suffering of others and breathing out peace and healing. Tonglen was the practice I was engaging in with the day that I had a forgiveness breakthrough. I didn't do it expecting forgiveness. I did it knowing I was tired of being gripped by anger and resentment. That day, through the act of consciously breathing in another's pain, one whom I felt so wronged by, I realized that harboring anger and resentment towards them benefited no one. Rather, it was like handcuffs. Handcuffs around my soul, binding me to limitation, suffering, and agony. Breathing in their pain, breathing out love, allowed all the armor I had surrounded myself with to start to break apart. As I touched their pain, my anger and resentment softened and then dissolved, allowing my heart to break open with deep, abiding, compassionate love. Pema Chodron writes, when we protect ourselves so that we won't feel pain, that protection becomes like armor that imprisons the softness of the heart. When we breathe in pain, somehow it penetrates that armor. The way we guard ourselves is getting softened up. And when we breathe out relief and spaciousness, we are also encouraging the armor to dissolve. The out-breath is a metaphor for opening our whole being. When I am willing to breathe in the pain of another, it touches my own heart, neutralizing the destructive veil between our hearts. It breaks open my heart, not as an excuse to fall apart in misery and angst, but towards the truth of our collective unity in the one infinite reality. I am willing to soften the armor around my heart and be moved by the one who is suffering, this one who I have perceived has hurt me. My tenderness does not justify their actions, but it allows me to be in right relationship with a fellow human who is trying to find their way toward the light of love. When I am willing to no longer hold their humanity against them, when I am willing to forgive, the cuffs release that keep me bound. Forgiveness reorganizes my heart, mind, and soul towards compassion, kindness, grace, mercy, and the infinitude of divine love that is the truth of life itself. I choose to give the gift of forgiveness. I choose to lay down the burden of condemning myself by condemning another. I release my grip on the story of their wrongness and badness. I give up insisting on my continued pain, and I soften into the place of divine love, compassion, and grace.
I am so grateful to be with you this evening and to celebrate the gift of pilgrimage. I know now that, like you, I've been invited to participate in many pilgrimages. Until recently, I knew very little about what a pilgrimage is. I thought I understood that it was a long, arduous journey to some significant place, the Mecca in Islam, the Ganges River in Hinduism, the Camino in Christianity. I suspected a pilgrimage walk was as much an inner journey of self-discovery and movement toward one's union with the divine as it was a physical pursuit. I assumed that it involved letting go of attachments and distractions of everyday living, releasing old stories, judgments, doubts that I might have held about myself, and an unfolding learning of being able to be more present in the moment. I would like to say most gratefully tonight that it does. But it took me 500 miles on the Camino to realize that a pilgrimage is the walk that each of us take every time we find the courage to answer that divine invitation to be our truest, highest, and most loving selves. We understand that the invitation, the proverbial tap on the shoulder, comes from something bigger than ourselves, creating a spark of inspired thought, a glimpse of something grander. The pilgrimage I celebrate today is a 50-foot one. It happened while I was driving. I saw a big homemade welcome home sign in the front yard of a house. The sign said, "Welcome home, Sergeant Lewis. Your family loves you, and we missed you." The sign touched my heart, and the second I saw it, I immediately received the invitation to walk up to that door, knock on it, and thank the individual for their service. That thought also immediately scared me. And in contemplating the logistics of if I were actually to do that, I would need to have some flowers or some small token of gratitude to take with me to the door. I was so relieved when the first flower shop I pulled up to was closed. But right away, an open shop was placed in my path. Can I tell you that the 50-foot walk from my car to that front door with a small bouquet of flowers was some of the hardest walking I have done. Because right away, I had doubt. And right away, I said to myself, "David, this is silly. What are you thinking? These people are probably, they don't know you, and they're probably getting ready to sit down to a perfectly hot meal right now." But I kept walking. But I did wonder what I was doing. And who did I think I was? But within moments, I was in a crowded foyer full of people. The mom of the house had welcomed me in, and right away she called everyone in the house to come to the front door. She called to her son and said, "Honey, please come to the door. There's a guy here who wants to say thank you." As she said that, she looked at me and she began to weep. And I began to weep. And I can tell you that everyone in that small foyer began to weep. Even this really tall, big guy who walked through the room and leaned over and gave me a big hug, big bear hug, and he took the flowers. And he said, "Thanks, man." The gift of answering that invitation created a shared moment that clearly remains with me to this day. I'm confident that it remains with others. So for all the pilgrimages that each of us walk, when we find the courage to love more, to forgive more, to risk more, and to trust more, let us say thank you this evening. And I have brought a boot that carried me the 500 miles, as well as some flowers, because there's always an open flower shop when you need it.
Gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means.
Whisper love so loudly every heart could understand that love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me.
Inclusion. What does that mean to me? My life began as the daughter whose parents experienced the horrors of World War II. Yet despite the pain and the angst my parents faced, my home that nourished my spirit was one of humanity and inclusion. Through example, my parents showed me that although life can bring pain and sorrow, what matters most in the world is human dignity, kindness, and respect for all. The following poem pays tribute to our shared unity and connection, a world in which inclusion and love is our only power and the only path to peace and happiness for all of humankind. Inclusion song, they softly hummed, a melody where no one is shunned. From different shades to different ways, we're all a part of life's grand plays. They shared stories of near and far, of hearts that beat no matter where they are. Empathy's seed, they helped me sow, to let kindness bloom, to watch it grow. With every smile, with every word, the lessons clear, so deeply heard. To build a world where we all belong, where every voice can sing its song. Now with each step, I try to be a beacon of inclusivity. My parents' pain was not for naught. A legacy of life was taught. For humankind's only chance is a chain of hearts, all linked in dance. So let us walk this path as one underneath the same bright sun. Inclusion is the light we share in every act, in every care. And I am going to be placing a chain of hearts, all linked in dance, on the bridge.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to each and everyone for joining this journey of awakening. That's my youngest granddaughter that just wanted to come and say hello. This journey of awakening that we have all been invited into, how wonderful is that? Did you feel the gifts that were given from each and every person? Yes? Different gifts touching different parts of our hearts. How beautiful and how vulnerable. Yes, you go see Mama. We can learn so much from the little ones, yes? They're just right there. Haven't quite picked up barriers to feeling the divine within. This joy, this availability of just being with the divine. It does my Oma heart good. So these gifts that we shared here tonight, the invitation is really to have a look in your own lives. Find in your own lives gifts. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, says that the divine reaches out through each and every one of us to bring forth this divine love we heard about today. I believe that life gives us opportunities to practice laying down handcuffs, rocks, armors of our hearts. How wonderful to remember that the divine is right where we are when life seemingly treats us unfairly. To remember the bird from the ashes rising. I feel like no service at New Vision Center is complete without alluding to what frankincense represents. Spiritual practice. Allowing ourselves to be in contact with the divine daily. Perhaps your mode is meditation, or it is dancing, or it is singing, or it is reading, or it is connecting with another, with a furry friend. Give yourself that gift daily. Allow yourself to be in deep connection with the divine. I want to read these words by Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching. He says, Christmas is for remembrance. The love manifests through our gifts to each other. The givingness of spirit to its creation. The hands of the eternal are outstretched through our hands, and the heart of the infinite beats in the human breast. But the giver must give of himself, for the gift without the giver is bare. The gift without the giver is bare. I believe, beloveds, that we witnessed 7 beloveds who gave the gift while being fully present, who gave their gift while being vulnerable, who gave their gifts with the full intention to touch each of our hearts, to remind us that the divine is within each and every one, just bursting, waiting to burst forth, to light up the world. Not only at this Christmas season, but all the time. Every moment of every day. And so it is with a grateful heart that I just want to anchor all of the good that has been shared here tonight with a prayer. And if it's comfortable for you, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze, and please join me as we connect with that sweet place within that is of the divine. Recognizing that there is one power, one presence, that it uses us and we can use it. For there is no difference between it and us. And so I call forth all the good that has been shared here tonight to find other hearts, to ripple out into the world. Let it be the heart and hands and love of the divine. And so it is with so much love that I call this good and very good. I let it be. And so it is.
What if I told you you have the power to give someone hope beyond their wildest dreams? What if I told you it's right there in your hands, in your hands? It's hard to imagine how something so small can make all the difference, tear down the tallest wall. What if December looked different this year? What if we all just give this Christmas away? If there's love in your heart, don't let it stay there. Give this Christmas away, and your life will be changed by the gift you receive when you give this Christmas away. It's feeding the hungry, serving the poor, telling the orphan they're not forgotten anymore. It's doing what love does, even when no one's watching you. Give this Christmas away. If there's love in your heart, don't let it stay there. Give this Christmas away, and your life will be changed by the gifts you receive when you give this Christmas away. It's ours to love the world, to give with all our hearts, to be a radiant light and share our love, our love. What if I told you you have the power to give someone hope beyond their wildest dreams? What if December looked different this year? Yeah, what if we all just give this Christmas away? If there's love in your heart, don't let it stay there. Give this Christmas away, and your life will be changed by the gifts you receive when you give this Christmas
Cerise and the Divine Groove. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Give this Christmas away. All the love, all the joy, all what we have learned, let us give it away and put it into the allness of life so that it may go forth and multiply. And so this is our time where we're asking ourselves and each one of you, is there a calling within you to support this ministry, to give to this ministry? And if that is the case, I invite you to take that, whatever that is, and place it on your heart. This might be a prayer, it might be an intention, it might be a check, it might be cash, it might be whatever it is. But I want you to really feel it. And please repeat after me. This gift I give is a divine in action. I give it in joy. I give it in love. I give it knowing that I am blessed. And so we take a moment and bless every giver, every receiver here in the sanctuary, online, in the world, every penny, every dollar, every good juju that makes its way to the New Vision Center, for we know that it fuels the work that is being done here. as we reveal the power of love. Thank you, life. And so it is. Thank you for taking the time. Now we are what we have been waiting for. I want to make sure that everybody in the sanctuary has a candle. If not, if you raise your hand, somebody will go and get more. Oh, hey, let's give it up for our wonderful usher and support team. Yes? Thank you. Thank you. At home, I hope you have a candle close by. So what we're going to do is we are going to light our candles. And we are going to start over here at the Advent candle. I think that's the joy one. That's a good one to start with. And Reverend Leslie and I are going to demonstrate how we are going to pass the light on. There's a method. If your candle is lit, you just hold it upright. And the person who's receiving your light is just going to dip into that. There we go. And if I can ask a couple of people, Don, if you would come up. Yep, great. And we are all going to sing Silent Night, and we are going to have the words on a slide. And let us begin.
Oh
going to hum it. Listen to Jack playing the violin. Allow yourself to be reminded that moment when you felt the divine within you. That light that bursts forth. I invite you to allow your candle to rise. Look around, see all of these beloved lights. Knowing that we are the hand and the heart and the light of the divine.
As we gently and lovingly allow our candlelight to be quieted, what we know is that the light of truth is right where we are, every moment, all of the time. And so here is the invitation in this closing prayer. Wherever you are, wherever you go from this moment, off to Christmas Eve gatherings or Christmas Day parties, Hanukkah celebrations, and New Year's joy. Whether you're here in Phoenix or all over the world with our beautiful online ministry, let your light shine. Let these gifts that we've talked about this evening carry you beautifully through this holiday season and New Year. You are the gift, and so it is.
So it is. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.